Hello? How's it going, people? We are live. We're doing readings today. How is everybody? What did you eat today? I'm always here for people to tell me what they're eating. All I've eaten today is cookie dough from the gas station. But we're kind of like low on food. But how are people? What's going on? Updates for you. Riker has surgery next week. Next week? Next week. So we're kind of in prep mode for that. I'm nervous. Riker is excited. I'm nervous. But I took a full ass week off of work because I'm nervous. There's like something weird on my microphone, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm sure nerve-wracking. Yeah. I don't know. Riker is excited. Riker's like, it'll be perfectly fine. And I'm like, I'm nervous. So I'm going to be off for a week next week. Yeah. I was watering my garden, nervous about what? Oh, Riker is getting surgery next week. They are getting top surgery next week. Oh, right. Yes. So I'm nervous. I'm taking a whole week off to take care of them. But in actuality, it is to make myself feel better because my person is going to be chopped into tiny bits or something. Hopefully they're listening to this. I don't know if they are or not. But I can hear them walking around. They said they were going to clean today, but I don't know. Does coffee count as food? I mean, I ate cookie dough today. I know that that's like an eating thing, but I count it as girl, lunch, breakfast, dinner, all of the above. No way, next week. Also, Riker's mom is moving here next week. Wait a minute. Maybe it's in 2 weeks. Hold on, let me look at the date. No, it's next week. Oh, today's Monday. Riker's mom moves this week. At the end of the week, she is moving to our part of the world. Because right now she's in California. She's on the West Coast, and now she's moving over to the East Coast, which is a very long drive. But she's gonna like move here and live here, and that's weird. And then like right after Riker is getting surgery, so it was good timing. She's had her house for sale for a while, but it's good timing because then she can be here and help with the like stuff for surgery because Riker's gonna need to go to a whole bunch of different appointments. Is this a Krusty Krab? Yeah, the only update I have is about Riker and Riker's life. I mean, I'm part of Riker's life, but you know, it's Riker surgery. Riker's mom's coming. Riker's got some busy days in the next week and a half. But yeah, it really does not feel like it's gonna happen. A lot of things are happening, it seems. Yeah. Today I'm very, very anxious. I hope you can all tell, right? We're going to Claire's to get Riker's titties chopped off. That's where you get all of this stuff done, and you get it done at Claire's, right? Yeah, I've been very anxious lately. There's just been a lot of stressful things going on. And I don't know how I feel about it or how to deal with it. And then also, I was supposed to do this live stream last Saturday, like 2 days ago. I say last Saturday, like it's a week ago. But I was supposed to do this on Saturday, but then I didn't because on Friday night, apparently we got ourselves into some drama, as usual. But we hung out with Seg, the side-eye guy, and Mason, paranormal engineer. We hung out with them until like 3 a.m. And then we went to bed. And then there was this horrible storm that did not stop thundering from like 3 a.m. to like 7 p.m. And Yue has now decided that she is afraid of thunderstorms. And I say it like that because she was completely fine. She is like, what, 2.5 now? She was completely fine until about a month ago. I don't know what happened. I don't know why we're afraid of thunderstorms now, but we are. So she just screams because of the thunder. So she would not let us sleep. So that's why I canceled the live stream, because it was light out. That is when I canceled. It was like 6 a.m. or something. And I was like, the storm's not going to stop. I'm just going to continue to I'm just going to not do this. I'm going to do this a different day. But the reason why I was doing live streams on Saturdays, because someone, I think it was like Tiffany, something with a T, Tiffany, if I remember correctly, was asking me if I would do past life readings, and I put those on there. So if you're interested in past life readings, everything is available right now. Here's the link. So if you're interested in readings, go to that link. Today we're doing past life readings, spirit guide readings, or tarot readings. So if you're interested in any of those, go to that link. I know I have someone that just purchased something. This is why I'm saying it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like reading Riker's comment of, yes, they do lobotomies too. Oh, sorry. Yes, Mason, they do lobotomies too. And I'm like, those two things do not go together. My dog hates the thunder. Yeah, but she was like fine up until like a month ago. And now thunderstorms are scary. I don't know what like traumatized her, but yeah. Glad you come in at the time where I start talking about you, you know. Okay. Let me see where we're at. So I got a reading from Anne. It's a spirit guide reading. So we'll get to that. But if anyone is interested in readings, feel free. Feel free. You can get everything done at Claire's. Yeah, Jesus Christ. But yeah, we were talking some schmack with the paranormal engineer and the side-eye guy, and then Yue was screaming until like 7 a.m. or something. And then I got like an hour of sleep, and then I went to work. It was a time. It was a time. It wasn't a good time, but it was a time. I felt so sick after that. Oh, Jada. My God. We're just selling out the spirit guide readings. Okay, okay. All right. Hold on. Okay, so for today, 5 days ago today, it starts with Very Reckless. We got a tarot reading. And then, sorry, I have a lot of orders in here, so I'm trying to figure out where it's starting. So I have Very Reckless with a tarot reading, and then I have Ashley with a past life reading, and then Anne with a spirit guide reading, John with a spirit guide reading, and then Jada with a spirit guide reading. Yes. You are first on the list. You got in here first. Yeah, because it says today. Yep. So what's the normal schedule for reading lives? There isn't one, but I was planning on doing one on Saturday and then canceled it because I got 1 hour of sleep. And the reason why I was doing it like reading live stream on Saturday is because someone wanted me to do past life readings. But when I do reading live streams is randomly. I tell people on Instagram like the day before, and then we do them. And now we're here. So, yeah. I should do like a scheduled thing, but that seems like hard right now. I got a past life reading. Yes. Yay, it did work. Okay, so I'm going to start with Very Reckless. Do you have a question for your tarot reading? And then do you have, I can't make a decision. Do you want to use the transparent tarot deck or the horror tarot deck? These are your options that I have at my table. You can also choose this tiny deck that I use all the time. M is going to see through you. Just general. You choose. I just said I can't choose. Let's see. Which one of you wants to talk? Not this one. Pulled. Oh, you transparent. Okay, okay. This one I pulled the 7 of Swords out, which is like stabbing someone in the back. So that'll be fun for you. For us to read with this one. Okay, okay. All right. Read me to filth. You need to be okay. All right, all right. Oh my gosh. I gotta get my white piece of paper for this. Okay, so we're doing the transparent tarot deck. Are these both upright? I think so. And as always, the transparent tarot deck, it's not something I use all the time, so sometimes it's hard for me to like figure out what the cards are because you got like the number of the card down here and like the suit, and then the major arcana are kind of weird. That's also not a major arcana, but you know how it goes. You know how it goes. But with the transparent tarot deck, what makes it fun is they can like overlay on top of each other, and they create these like fun little patterns and stuff, and they like interact with each other cards. So I like to read 2 or 3 together because it kind of like makes it fun. So yes, let's get on with your reading. So right here we have the 9 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So these are those 2 cards put together. Knight of Wands is on top. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is usually someone that has a lot of like inspired action. They're usually someone that is like taking their ideas and pushing them forward. They want to like constantly be moving. They move from idea to idea. They have a lot of things like a creative spark, if you will. And then the 9 of Swords is more of a hard card where it deals more with anxiety, worry, and fear. So you can see kind of like how these cards are interacting. It's almost like this card is blinding the knight. So I feel like you have all of these ideas that you're thinking about doing and wanting to do, but there's just a lot of fear associated to it that is kind of like preventing us from going forward and moving on with it. So that's going to be like kind of the overall topic of things. Okay. So your next 2 cards. What card is this? This is one. I think that one is the Magician. Okay. your next two cards, you have these two. The two dragons is the Magician card. And then we have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is upside down or in reverse. So the Magician card is someone that has all of the resources and talents to do something. It usually deals with manifestation. You can make things happen. But there is this naivete from the page that kind of makes you feel like you're not equipped to do it. Like you've never done it before, so you're really worried about it. And that, again, was reflected or pulled back down from, as you can see, these two cards here. It's the same kind of message. We have a lot of these ideas with a lot of these wand cards, and we have the like resources to do all of these things, but there are things that are stopping us. So with the cards that we have, there is anxiety, worry, fear that is stopping us. And then there is also this worry in association to like, we don't know what we're doing because we've never done this before. So with page cards, page cards are usually the students. They're usually people that are learning things. When they're in reverse, it's usually there's something that's preventing the page from doing something. And a lot of times that is the like lack of experience. So that lack of experience is preventing us from feeling like we have the ability to like do and carry out what we want. So you can see, in my opinion, this card, this little child should be like perfectly centered in the like two dragons to like hone the true power of it. But you can see it's a little bit upside down and over to the side. We're wanting to go into this circle and trying to figure it all out. But we're not really sure how to like make it through that. Page of Pentacles. Lots of page cards. Lots of page and sword cards. So your next two cards. So the little girl is the Page of Pentacles, and then you have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is upside down or in reverse as well. So if we were to put these together, let's see what that looks like. Makes sense. Okay. Wrong one. So with that in mind, the Two of Swords usually deals with two paths. It's usually a very hard decision to make. You're weighing a lot of your options. We learn it out here. Well, there is some big decision that you've been dealing with, and it's been causing a lot of like mayhem, destruction, but it's also kind of very confusing. So when the Two of Swords is upside down or in reverse, there's a lot of like cloudedness that is associated to it. And with a Pentacle card being connected to it, Pentacles usually deal with like physicality. A lot of times it can deal with our money, career, that sort of thing. And with the like wand cards coming out, I feel like there's a lot of association to like purpose. So I feel like this reading is very much coming out of a place of like, where do I go from here? What do I want to do? How do I express these ideas? And when I say express these ideas, I feel like the ideas are more so connected to who you are as a person. How do I express who I am within my work to give me some sort of sense of purpose? Because I've never done that specifically before. Because I feel like a lot of things in your past has created a lot of the anxiety, which is coming from this Nine of Swords, and that anxiety is triggering a lot of fear and insecurity within ourselves of like, I've never had the opportunity to be who I truly am and to live and carry out those things. Most people are used to just like fitting a mold, trying to be like everyone else, trying to fit in, that sort of like mentality. But for you, there's so much that has happened that has changed things in your life, and you've been getting all of these ideas of how to like bring yourself back into reality or bring yourself back into your work. But because of all of the change that you've experienced, it's kind of like stabbing you in the foot and making you feel like you can't move forward. Yeah, I realized a lot of my old passions were not mine, they were other people's. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of the things that, because I've read you before, a lot of the like experience that you had in the past were more so catered towards other people. And that can be in fitting in with other people, but also like doing things because it made people feel better. So, like, fulfilling a mold a lot of times will make other people feel better. So certain people in your life, a lot of times people will create almost like a character for them. They're like, I am this person to like my mother, for example. Like, I am this person to my best friend. And they are different people. Like, let's say your mother knows the person that is like on their game, person that is like maybe like very personable, very like hardworking, always goes after like X, Y, and Z. But then your best friend knows you as the like fun party girl or whatever. You know what I mean? Each person that you know, you've created this like almost like identity that you present towards. But because of the last couple experiences that you've had, that mentality is being like deconstructed in the sense of like that doesn't work. It doesn't work because they are pieces of you, but they are not the entirety of you. And a lot of those like motives that you had for being those people were to make other people happy. It wasn't even necessarily to fit in. It was these people are really happy when I am this person, right? So now we're in the like reset phase of like starting to become who we are. And we're very uncomfortable with doing that because we feel like no one's going to like us. And I don't know if this is you or if they're using this to explain things, but they like, you lost a lot of people. Is that true? Let me know. But they're talking about like, you lost a lot of people, so now you're in the position where you have to like meet new people and you need to do new experiences. And because you don't know these things, you don't know these people, you don't know the experiences that you're having, they're like fresh new, you don't know how to fit the mold because you don't know what the mold is. So like going in and meeting new people, you may be more like quiet, reserved because you're like, I don't know if you want the like loud personal version of me. I don't know if you want the like this type of like I don't know if you want the party girl version, the reserved version, the loud version. Like, I don't know who you want me to show up as. And they're talking about this is the opportunity for you to just show up. You don't need to think about all of these like rules that you had set in place of like people are only going to like me because of this. Because that's not true anymore. Because you did those things and you lost people. So you say, well, getting a divorce, I lost a big part of my life, his family, and the friends we both made. Because they're like, there are characteristics that you presented to people and they didn't like them. Like, those are the characteristics that you thought, like, this is who I am to you. This is, like, what you have, like, rewarded me for being around you, that you liked me to be this around you. And that was, like, maybe the one thing that broke everything to pieces. So now you're like, I don't know how to present to other people or new situations because all of the, like, coping mechanisms that I did before to deal with like these insecurities didn't work. So now you don't have coping mechanisms. You don't know what works. You don't know who you are. You don't know how to present. So that's why you're kind of at a standstill with this like Two of Swords. So you're kind of in the process of trying to figure out how to just present as you. But you have a lot of, I'm trying to like put it on my coat so you can see it, anxiety in association to being that because of past trauma. So we're in the process of trying to figure out how to not listen to those voices in your head that say, well, they're going to hate me if I present as like who I actually am. Like they're going to think I'm too much if I talk about like my past traumas, or they're going to think that I'm too much because I am like super loud and obnoxious. Like, those are the things that you're telling your brain of, like, I can't be in this situation because I don't know how to act. But those things, you got the like negative cognition about them because of past toxic situations. That's not actually how everyone thinks about those things. And becoming the things that you like once valued is going to help steer you in the direction that you want to go. Does that make sense? I have 2 more cards for you as well. But that's kind of what this reading is giving me, is a lot of, we're very insecure about being ourselves, but the universe has gotten rid of a lot of stuff to create a reset for us so that we have the opportunity to redefine ourselves and embody ourselves as the truest form of us. I didn't know this would go here. Me freaking either, dude. Okay. The last 2 cards that I have right now, let me see what this is. 2, okay. 2, I think, is the High Priestess. Okay. The Major Arcana cards are the cards that are hard for me to read because they are just numbers and I don't have that memorized. So we got these 2 cards put together. So we have the Ten of Swords, which is also a hard card, and the High Priestess. So the Ten of Swords usually deals with some sort of traumatic event. It's usually deep, deep sadness, betrayal, loss, some like very, very painful endings, deep wounds, all of that. So that is this card. Okay. It's this card right here. This is the Swords card that's like kind of pushed this guy in the corner, right? Sorry, they're telling me about the 2 cards put together. The High Priestess card usually deals with, like, listening to your intuition about things. It's usually, like, listening to your gut. And what they are telling me with these 2 cards put together, that you have this moon here, and the moon is sort of illuminating the trauma that is here. So understanding those traumas and where they come from is going to help you in regards of, like, figuring out which one of these voices is from past trauma versus which one of these voices are actually your intuition. Because right now we're struggling to like figure out, is this actually going to work or am I psyching myself out? So it's kind of like if you like career, for an example, maybe you're thinking about doing something maybe risky, okay? And because of the little trauma voice in your head that's saying it's not going to work out, you're going to fail, we're second guessing this and being like, well, is it actually my intuition saying I should do something different? So that's kind of like where the like back and forth is. It's like an angel and a devil on your shoulder. Of the angel's telling you what your intuition is saying, but the devil is telling you like, well, it's not going to work out anyways, don't do it. So that's kind of like how we need to start dealing with it, is we need to start viewing, well, why do I think that I can't do these things? What is getting in the way? And usually there is like some sort of string attached to a memory that is telling you like, this is why you can't do this one thing. That's what these 2 cards are kind of like showing me, because what they're showing me is this card right here. You can see all of the swords in his back. They show me like these like strings that are attached to these swords, and they're like, they attach back to a memory of like where you got that voice in your head that says that you are going to fail. Because when you're starting something new and fresh, you start with more of an open heart because you don't know the like negative consequences that can go into like it not working out. So the moon is sort of illuminating a lot of the trauma, which makes it very uncomfortable, makes it hard to move, makes it hard to do anything. But it's illuminating the trauma so that you can see the difference. So you say, dude, I was scared to go into this new relationship because I was getting triggered of past trauma. Like, thought, intuition was like, new, don't do this. But it was just, hey, past shit makes me fear good things. So, like, that's what the, like, advice is within this reading. These 2 cards is the guidance of, like, very much a, you're fighting 2 things here. You're fighting the, like, negative cognition that is created from other past experiences. And, like, intuition telling you to do something. So the more you are able to heal the past, that cognition, they also want me to say that the cognition usually stems from some sort of like deep belief about something. And a lot of those things can connect to it. Because they're teaching, like, I'm in EMDR and they're like telling me things in association to the stuff I've learned with EMDR. So they're like, each one of these voices that, like, and I say voices, I mean like the voice in your head telling you not to do something, that is connected to some deep-seated belief. So it might be like, I don't trust my reality, I don't feel like I can do things, that sort of thing. That is like the deep-seated like cognition that needs to be attacked in order for you to feel more confident about certain situations. So in regards to this, the strings are attached to memories where the negative situation directly influenced that negative cognition, or like supported that negative cognition, or it's the reason why it's there. So that's why like you're in the process of trying to look backwards to go forwards, because it's going to help you understand who you are, and less like you have to perform, or less like you have to fit a mold. Do you have questions? Sorry, I'm looking at all of these things that people are doing. I had a whole bunch of readings. Was not expecting this. It's always like I do a reading live stream and there's like I get 2 readings and then the next one I get like 20. I don't think so. That was dope. Thank you. Of course. Okay, so I'm on Ashley with a past life reading. I can see that you're here. Do you have any specific questions? Have I given you a past life reading before? I haven't done past life readings in a second. My gosh. Oh, no. Not this reading. Yeah, because I saw that you also got a tarot card reading as well. Yeah, the spirit guide readings are sold out. Okay. Just looking at what I got left. No question, just curious. Okay. Hi, Brendan. What's up? Yeah, a lot has happened over the weekend. Stoked on past life readings. I should get one soon. Okay, so Ashley, I feel like okay. So I feel like there's a woman coming forward. She has like dark hair and she's in a like I think this is like a Victorian era dress. It has like a corset and it's kind of like a little bit poofy on the bottom. Dresses. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say it's like a Victorian era dress. You also seem to be going through like there's a lot of tension in regards to like some sort of conflict or war that's happening at this era. And I get this vibe that you are, they just keep saying you're like a prize to be won. So I also feel like you are pregnant. I've never had or done a past life reading. Sounds interesting. Hi, Rawside. What's up? So I feel like there's a lot of tension going on in her life, and I feel like there's a lot of people deciding what's going to happen to her and her like situation. But I feel like she is pregnant, and I feel like her husband died in whatever this war is. I feel like this is kind of like, I know nothing about history, so I only know based on what they have told me about things. So I feel like this was an era like, I don't know, give me a second. I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about. Let's see, Victorian. Because war things are confusing to me. Okay, it might have been more of a medieval time. Hold on. Medieval dresses. Okay. Because what I see them fighting with like swords and stuff and not necessarily like guns and rifles. So anytime they show me war things, the war things just confuse the hell out of me. But I feel like you were living during a time where you were in some sort of like, there was a war going on, and they were using swords, like not gun type things. They were using like sword type things, like swords, axes. Because I feel like your husband was in this war, and he died by like a sword going into him, like being stabbed by a sword. And he was the one who was he was the father to your child. So when your husband died, I feel like a lot of people higher than you were trying to make decisions for you. And that's where kind of a lot of the issues started to arise, because I also feel like you were a person of importance. You weren't like royalty type stuff, but more well off, like more noble. Because the dress that you have on looks very more expensive. It's not like rags. It's very like kind of beautiful. It's like a red color, and then you have like a corset around your like stomach. What else? Okay, I also just like feel like you had some ideas of who you wanted to be with after your husband died, but your father and the people above you were not really interested in that, so it would be going against these people. So they're talking about learning to sort of stand up for yourself in association to like getting what you want out of a situation. I don't know. This is like very I don't know. It just seems very kind of stereotypical. But I just feel like your husband died. Some other man sort of like swooped in. The other man wasn't really of the same standard, so your father wasn't really interested in that happening. So it kind of like created this like upheaval in the family, in a lot of like sneaking around, trying to get away from the like prying eye to like be with this man, because I feel like this man was of great support for you when a lot of this horrible stuff was going on with your husband. So they were talking about a lot of your life being very, very unfair, But the unfairness pulled out a lot of... It pulled out a lot of, like, rebellion in your life. Of, like, not just sitting and listening and looking pretty, where a lot of women in this era, that's kind of, like, what happened. It's more so trying to regain your voice in a situation where you didn't have it. I feel like your first husband fit you quite well. I don't feel like you had much of a choice about this man, but I also feel like you knew this man, like, since you were a child, like, you grew up together. So he was a voice, like, he gave you a lot of autonomy and gave you a voice. So when he died, you were, like, kind of beside yourself, worried about losing that sense of, like, autonomy again and being put with someone that was not going to, like, listen. So this other man, even though he was of lower class, came in, and this transition, all of this, like, horrible traumatic stuff happened in a way to sort of give you back your voice, and not having a man necessarily speak for you, but for you to speak on your own behalf. I don't think it necessarily worked, but it did give you some sort of autonomy in the rebellion that you were doing, because I do feel like your father squashed that pretty quick. What is the importance of this life? What is the importance of this life? Let's do that. They say it comes full circle in things. What does it come full circle about? They're talking about how death and big change changes your life. A lot of people think death is something that creates, like, a cage and causes a lot of, like, control. But a lot of times death can be breaking the chains from your legs. Oh, God. Have you had anyone die recently? That's just a question for me, because I'm like, this is... Usually when I have the death card, it doesn't mean that, so it might just mean change. But they're telling me things about my life in association to death, and I'm like, oh, great. But what they're telling me and why this life is important is they just keep showing me the chains that are, like, tied to your hands and feet. And the chains are tied to different things in your life, different associations. So that could be, like, a relationship. It can be people, like, relationships with other people, platonic and otherwise. It could be money, finances. It could be, like, your mental health, your career. All of these things are, like, chained to you. These are the things that are keeping you stuck or keeping you in place. And it's very much a combination of all of them that do that, because if you only had one chain, you still have the freedom to kind of, like, fight back on that. But when you have all of these chains holding you in opposite directions, you try to, like, pull in one direction to, like, manage something, like maybe manage, like, finances, like maybe you have to pay a bill or something. So you're leaning over in this direction where finances to kind of, like, put this slack in the chain. So when you're doing that, it puts all of the tension on the other chains. So they're like, when something ends, something big changes in your life, the chain goes away and it relieves a little bit of the, like, pressure, which is kind of weird to think about, because you think that it would cause more pressure to you because now you have to figure out what to do. But it did take the tension off of this one thing so that you have the free will or the autonomy to deal with the rest of the chains. Does that make sense? The most recent that I'm aware of is a while ago. Okay, because that's just for me then, because I'm like, ew, this is so weird. Why are you talking about like the death that's going on in my life? Is this happening in her life? That's why I'm asking. Because sometimes when I do readings, especially for you, they're like, this is also a reading for you. But that's what they're showing me. They're showing me the chains. And when something like drops, something goes through a death cycle, which could be a big change, it releases some pressure, which seems counterintuitive. So like in the story with your past life, some really horrible thing happened, like you lost your husband and you were pregnant. But the association that they're trying to explain with this and how it affects things is it did a lot of good. So it's kind of like that is the big like key thing here. Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Do you have questions? No questions can think of. Sure. Okay. Thank you all for purchasing readings too. It's a lot. I was not expecting people to be so interested. Okay. So we have Anne. Anne wants a spirit guide reading. Thank you. No problem. Anne, are you here? Have I read your spirit guides before? I feel like I have not read you, but I don't know. But after Anne, I have John. After John, I have Jada. After Jada, I have Christy. And then Ashley, you go again. Here, so stoked. Have I read your spirit guides before? Anne, okay. Oh. I already have one. So I'm just gonna keep talking. No, you've done a tarot reading for me previously. Okay. Okay, so let me give a disclaimer with spirit guide readings before I start with them. So everybody has spirit guides. Most likely you have more than one. Most likely you have lots. Solely because there's a lot of different energies that are helping you and helping guide you in your life. So with spirit guides, they are just energy and they have a lot of different ways of being perceived. For me specifically, they will show me different signs and symbols of how they appear, and it gives me different ways of interpreting why they are here for you. So they might show up as a certain color. Colors have a lot of different associated meanings for me, and those colors are usually how they present. So if you go to another psychic medium, they may see them differently, but that is because they have different signs and symbols that are associated to the type of energy that they're reading. So for your spirit guides, I feel like there is a male spirit guide and he feels like this old soul, and it's so cute and sweet. I don't know if you would feel like you have a like old soul. But I feel like you might have a lot of like connections, associations to this guide. But I see him as this like big old spirit guide. He looks like cloudy, but he tells me he's not a cloud. So whatever that means. I asked him specifically, I was like, are you actually a cloud? And he was like, no, you just associate my calm energy with being cloud-like. So that's why I look like a cloud. And I was like, great. So the way that I see him is he is like in the sky, and he's got this like big huge beard that looks like a swirly pretty blue and white cloud. And he's like happy, jolly, cute, and amazing. Hi. Okay. So I believe he is a blue and white spirit guide. Blue spirit guides usually deal with like higher spiritual understanding. So with blue, it's very much a you want to like understand the situation that you're going on. It's like going beyond what you are seeing in front of you. And then white usually deals with like intense adaptability. So the way that I view white is kind of like white light, where when you separate it, it is all the colors of the rainbow. So when it comes into white light, it is perfectly synced together to create this white that you're seeing. So with that in mind, it's very much a lot of like taking understanding to become adaptable. And I feel like there's a lot of strive towards knowledge in trying to figure out the best way to do that. I feel like you are one of those people that likes to like create a lot of change. You have a lot of purpose in your step. I feel like there's a lot of connection to other people in association to like love and understanding. So I feel like a lot of people come to you for like advice about things. You're very emotionally balanced and like, what's the word? Like you have a lot of emotional intelligence and you are able to like give advice that is understanding but still like logical to like move forward with things. Does that make sense so far? He says that, because again, sign and symbols for me, when I see older spirit guides, it usually is association to old knowledge. Love the spirit guide. Yes, people come to me often for advice. Yeah, he just makes me feel like you have just a very level head. Like a very level head. Like the worst thing in the world could be happening and you know exactly what to do. However, something minorly inconvenient happens to you and it breaks you into pieces. That's kind of like the vibe that he tells me. He's talking about you are a lot of times the type of person that pours from an empty cup. You give so much of yourself to other people that sometimes there's very little left for you. And it's making you lose sight of what's important. He like makes me feel like you have all of these like big crazy dreams, like you're very, very ambitious, but other people sort of get in the way, but you would never see it that way. Does that make sense? It's like you think a lot of your purpose is to like make other people happy. This is the example that they're using. There was a time in my life where I thought like, oh, I'll just like spend money on other people because it'll make them happy. And I like making them happy, so I think it's worth it. Like I think it's a good like amount of money to do that with. But then those people like took that and took advantage of me. And those people that do that won't do it back for you. So if you are in a horrible position, they're not going to come and help you, even though that you would give every cent, every piece of you, every like amount in that like glass for them, but they would never give it back to you. And that's what's getting in the way of like going after your like dreams and ambitions. Yes, that does make sense. I put my family first above all else. So they're like, he's talking about you want to find something that gives you this a sense of like purpose that still connects or intertwined with like betterment of the world, of other people. Like you want to help people. Like that is kind of like the vibe. But he's like, in order for you to achieve your dreams, you need to be able to like, you need to be able to help people in a way that creates change. Does that make sense? Because he's talking about the like example that I gave you of like you would give anything for this one person. Like this one person is going through a really hard time and you would just give everything to try to fix the like problem, to try to like help them. But he is like, what you would feel more purposeful doing is addressing the like reason why it happened in the first place. So like making changes and innovating like the world, society, whatever, to try to prevent these things from happening in the first place. So instead of helping this person that inevitably just took advantage of you, instead try to change how people view the world, how like society acts in certain things, And that will help to even stop these situations from happening. So you're not necessarily like putting all of your time and energy into one person that may take advantage of you. You're putting all of your time and energy into change that will help more than one person. Does that make sense? That's what he's talking about. And I know that that's like a very, weird spirit guide reading. Yes, I am drawn to bigger picture. I can't say that word. I'm sorry. I know what it means. I'm sorry. Thank you. Hi. Riker is on the stairs.
Hello.
I'm autistic. Or sorry, dyslexic. Blame the dyslexia. Do you have questions for him?
You are also autistic.
I'm autistic, but that's not the reason why I can't read this word in front of me. It's because I'm dyslexic. It also might be because I'm autistic. There are comorbidities, and now I'm having a conversation about being autistic and oversharing. Anyways. Hello, Riker's voice.
Hello. I've been lurking the whole time.
Yeah.
Amazon dropped off cat litter.
Yeah.
They put the box upside down, so there's cat litter on our porch now. Leaking. I don't know why the litter always leaks, but I haven't brought it in because I can't be
We love Amazon here, right? That's annoying.
That's truly all I came down here to tell you.
Yeah, also I can't hear your music at all. Obviously, since now you're down here, you can hear.
Yeah. I mean, it's not loud, but I know sometimes, like, when we're in the craft room, like, there's, like, you can hear it, so I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm expecting my second child. That's fun. Any advice for me as I head to winter? But, yeah. Winter is coming. We've been watching survival shows. I've already told you guys that we've been watching Alone. There's like 15 plus seasons of this fucking show.
We're on season 7.
Season 7.
But we watched season 11 already, so this is like the 8th season we've watched.
Yeah, this season they're in the Arctic, and the season that we're watching specifically, they have to stay 100 days in the Arctic during winter. So they like start in September, right before winter, so I guess they can get their bearings or whatever. This is completely unrelated. You just triggered the autistic facts. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's because they always talk about, they're always like, oh, winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
And it always makes me think of Game of Thrones.
Same. I was like, oh, buddy.
So I read that comment and I was like, don't say it.
Don't say it.
But yes.
Did you just say alone? Yeah. So they're surviving alone out into like these crazy remote locations, and they only have 10 items that they can bring with them. And we've been watching it because we've been going through survival mode and watching, because we normally watch like reality TV because we're like, oh, we watch reality TV. These people have so many problems and it makes us feel better about our problems. But now our problems are like that serious. So now we've been watching people on fucking survival shows starving to death that say that they...
They don't die.
I guess they don't die.
They don't actually die.
They pull them before they do that.
But they do starve.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a couple people that they like won't let them get past a certain like BMI, but that's what I think of every time someone talks about winter now is
Winter's coming.
People surviving in the Arctic for 100 days during winter.
I'm becoming an expert.
Yeah.
Now we've watched so much now that we just yell at the contestants and we're like,
yes,
that's fucking stupid.
Pisses me off. If you're gonna be on that fucking show, why the fuck have you watched every single one of the episodes prior to your season to watch all of the dumb mistakes that they make? Like half the time people fall into their axes or their bows on the 4th day and then they get pulled.
Or in season 6 and season 7, spoiler alert, like 4 people have burned their shelters down.
Yes.
And I'm like, how?
Like,
that wasn't a problem until season 6.
And people have started now making their shelter out of rock. Why isn't everyone making the like fireplace out of rock? Or like they like have food, so they get food from like meat and stuff, but they need like they call it their food cache, that they're saving food for the next day. They just hang it up in a fucking tree and think that nothing's going to get it. Guess what happens every fucking time? Martins. We also found martins. They look like little, are they weasels or like ferrets?
Yeah.
Something, they look like giant ferrets. And they have these big fuzzy ears, and they can't kill them because it's against like the hunting regulations.
Yes, the pine martins.
The pine martins. Yes! Thank you,
They're
Pyro.
so cute and they're so evil. So
they're so cute, but they're like opportunistic, so they aren't really scared of you. They're like, if you turn your back, I'm gonna steal your food.
And they're like,
yeah, they got like fox energy or literal ferret energy. Like ferrets that are like this tiny, and they're like, I'm not scared of you. I could kill you in your sleep. Even though they're this fucking big. Martins.
we love them.
And they can't kill them because they're protected.
I think every season should have pine martins because they're so cute.
Yes.
And I do root for them.
I
root for the wildlife,
but
honestly.
The pine martins are the ones, if you hang it on a rope of like in a tree, they'll climb down the rope and get your food. Same thing with wolverines.
They're so cute. I love pine martins.
But yeah, that's what we scream at the TV of like, you're an idiot, why would you do that? And now on what season are we on? Seven? We're on season 7 with this dude named Roland. He's amazing. He actually uses his brain, and he's like, oh, I'm not going to go dedicate hunting because I'm not going to find anything when I hunt for 2 hours a day. I'm just going to bring my bow with me, and when I see something, I'll kill it and eat it.
And then he killed a fucking muskox.
Yeah, but he was also the one that he literally made a comment after I was like, why the fuck would you hang that in a tree? He was like, I'm going to make like a food cache in a like box in a log cabin so that nothing can get my food because hanging it in a tree doesn't work.
And it was funny because, like, the clip before was another contestant
losing his food.
That he lost all of his food to a wolverine.
Because he fucking hung it in a tree.
I love it. But yeah, that's been our hyper fixation show for the last...
Because we're not okay. Because we're in survival mode, so we're watching survival shows, and I just think that's fucking the most stupid thing ever. Anyway.
We could totally win if we didn't have to kill animals or sleep on the ground.
Or eat animals. I can't eat meat like that. Yeah. Or, like, they eat, like, mollusks, like snails.
Slugs.
Someone said they were eating rock slime. What the fuck is that? They eat, like, fungus. No, thank you. I can't do that. I'm also very, very skinny. I don't think it would last very long.
You wouldn't.
I think my BMI is already too low.
Yeah.
The pine marten who goes shopping in the wild, telling himself that tomorrow the supermarket and the tree will be open. Exactly. They're like little evil things, and they're so dang cute.
I love them.
Like a pine marten is like who I am playing D&D. Like,
correct.
Tiny, cute, but evil.
Evil. Martin.
That is how I play D&D.
Did you get me a second energy drink?
Yeah, it's in the fridge.
Maybe I saved it.
Course.
I want another one, but maybe I save it for tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Anyways, I can leave you back to your readings.
Yeah, I'm doing a reading for Anne still. She has a cute spirit guide. He's cloudy. Oh, yeah. Winter. That's what triggered me.
Did you know that we're ADHD and autistic?
Yeah.
Anyways, bye.
Bye.
Bye, chat.
Chatters. Any advice for me as I head into winter? Winter is coming. Anyways. Winter is coming. Anyways. I think it's adorable that you're gonna have your second child, and I'm slightly jealous, but it is also a little bit harder for me to have child, right? Meow. Honored to have this pine marten segment in my reading. They're so cute. If you don't know what a pine marten is, go fucking look it up. They're adorable, especially when they're looking at you after they've stolen your food. Their ears are just so big and fuzzy, and it's so cute. Anyways, when in doubt, be a pine marten. Yeah, that's how we've been That's been our new joke in the house of like anytime our animals do something like evil kitty, it's changed from evil kitty to Pine Martin. So it's Martin. Just to like key you in on our inside jokes. But what is happening for winter? How do we prepare for winter? Okay. You feel like you have to. You feel like something is. Okay. You feel like you have to do something. You feel like you have to change something. Something like big is happening. You feel like you are unprepared for it. Which is not true. You just feel like you're carrying a lot of stuff. You feel like you're in the wrong season. Okay. Okay. I feel like you need more help. Does that make sense? You need someone to help you with things. I feel like, okay, so I feel like you're carrying everything. I feel like you don't know the best way to, like, organize everything that you want to do. You're very, like, ambitious to try to carry everything. I don't know, they make me feel like you're, like, you have this to-do list that is, like, pages long that you need to, like, do and figure out. And you don't even have a second thought of, like, asking someone to help you with it. You just know, I'm gonna need to do this. And you feel confident in doing it. You feel like you can do literally anything, like superwoman energy. But it is also very misplaced. Of, like, the universe is not gonna let that happen. You are carrying too much, and it is eating at you and making you feel anxious, and the more you try to carry, the less you will be able to carry. Yes, I put a lot on my plate. Yeah, like way too much. The solution is you need to ask someone for help. And it's going to kill you. It's literally gonna kill you. Like, not literally, but like, it will kill you to ask for help. Yeah, they just like also make me feel like, they make me feel like you almost like don't know how to ask. Hope you and Riker are doing all right. We're doing better. It's still hard and like, yeah, like I'm very anxious today because of all of the like horrible stuff going on, but it is better. But appreciate your kind words. It does kill me to ask for help. Definitely resonate with that. They like make me feel like the reason why it's hard for you to ask for help is because there is like this frustration with explaining what you want. Like you just want someone to like do it exactly how you want it done, but you don't want to explain to them how to do it, and you also can't watch them do it. Sorry. Like, does that make sense? Like, you know they're not gonna do it right. You know, like, you just, like, want to have control over it. Like, that's, like, the feeling. And you know that if you had someone help you, that they're not going to do it the way that you want it done. And it needs to be done a very specific way. And you don't have time to tell them because there's too much on your list. And, like, all of these other reasons. But there's this, like, that feeling with trying to ask someone for help in regards to, like, what is going on right now. But that feeling gets translated to you times 100 with all the other things that you're doing. So it's like the issue that you're having is trying to figure out what to delegate. And they're talking about the best way to... These cards are backwards. Okay. The best way to figure that out... Sorry, mixed my cards in the wrong direction. Yes, I would rather do something than explain what I need help with. So what they are saying to help with that is to do the parts that you really, really like lift you up, and then delegate the parts that you feel like you have lost control over already. Does that make sense? Because they're like, you are at E, like you need more fuel for something. So the things that are on your task that you feel really good about doing, those are the things that are on your plate and stay on your plate. But the things that you're sort of like unsure about, losing the like plot on, those are the things that you give to someone else to figure out. So it also like will go into like the things that you have like major plans for, those are yours. Don't even think about giving that to someone else. You need to give the things that like you don't have this already set plan for. Sorry, they've been telling me this in regards to like cleaning. That's like the example that they've been using in my brain, because a lot of times there's like one person that like feels like they need to control the cleaning of like, it needs to be done like this, otherwise it's dirty in the house and I hate it. Don't use that cleaner, use this cleaner, and all of that stuff. But at the same time, you don't want to like explain to someone how to use a vacuum. That's kind of like the vibe. That's the like example that they're using to like help me understand what's going on. Do I think that it's that simplistic, the issues that you're going with? No. I think they're using that to explain to me how to go about this. So they're like, you need to give other people things that like don't matter if they do it their own way. So like in my brain it would be like, well, you can like clean the floors or something, because the cleaning the floors will make the house look really clean. But also, I don't care what you use on the floor, because it's the floor. Do what you like. Figure it out. I'm not going to help you. I'm just going to tell you the floors need clean. Go do it. I actually despise cleaning and reach out to the house cleaner yesterday. Delegating. Do you have any other questions before I move on to John? Yeah, any more questions? Let me know. And John, are you here? And we're doing a spirit guide reading for you. No, thanks so much. Have I given you a spirit guide reading before, John? Maybe this is also your like username, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Yes, I am. Okay, great. Okay. So this is your username. Yes, I am. I think you might have. Okay. So, spirit guide reading for John. If you guys are still interested in readings, I think there are still some tarot readings and a past life reading. So, what's up? Here you go. Yeah. Hi, Friday. What's up? Thank you for the support. It's really appreciated. Everyone hit that like button and sub. Okay, John. Spirit guides. Anytime. Okay, I see like a... Okay, I see this spirit guide that looks kind of like a tornado. They're masculine presenting and purple. So purple spirit guides usually deal with like the mental space. So they usually deal with like things that are going on in your head. I could deal with like the psyche and whatever. Usually when people have purple spirit guides, they're the people that like are constantly like thinking about things, very like imaginative in the sense of they get lost in their thoughts. So a lot of times people that have them will deal with a lot of like maladaptive daydreaming, where you cope with the trauma that's going on in your life through like daydreams, where you either imagine like what has happened in your life over and over again, like a situation you imagine over and over again, or you can even go to an extent of like creating this like world for yourself that you go back to as a character, and you play out this like character in this world over and over again. Maladaptive daydreaming, so coping with trauma. But with this spirit guide, and in regards to him looking like a tornado, I feel like your mind is kind of like in that frame of reference. But I just get this vibe that like no one would even notice. No one has no idea what's going on inside your head, but it is just so much that you are like carrying on your back. I replay things multiple times a day. Yeah, I feel like what is this stress about? Okay. I don't know if it's money things. I just get the vibe that there's a lot of stress in regards to that. So he's talking about potentially like a transitional phase where it's creating a lot of pressure and putting a lot of pressure on you. And I don't feel like, I think I play it off well. I don't think people really see that it's happening inside your head. Because I feel like it's almost like you're trying to make these plans and like trying to figure out the stress and the pressure, but every time you do, you're like, I have this really good idea. I'm going to like do all of these things, and it's going to make me feel like I'm not like surviving anymore. I'm not going to be in this like state of intense pressure and stress. And then it's like the universe moves the goalpost. Does that make sense? Like that's kind of like what keeps happening, of like you keep walking towards the goalpost, but it never gets closer to you. And that's where this like upset in your mind is coming from. A lot of pressure of like, I'm carrying a lot. I need to figure out all of this like stuff, but there's not really an easy answer. And it's because you're going through some sort of transitional phase that is causing you to, it's being, okay, they want me to say you're going through some sort of transitional phase that is mental, that is addressing different blocks that you have with doing, like, with what's going on in your life. It's reflecting the things that are going on in your mind to kind of get you both on the same page, in the sense of we need to have a better mindset where it isn't stuck in this like scarcity place, and kind of like move towards different, like there's like, okay, they want me to talk about manifestation in the sense. So manifestation is kind of an interesting concept to like talk about, because a lot of people say you just have to like squeeze your cheeks and believe that all of your dreams are going to come true. You like have to believe not even that they're going to come true, that they already are true. Okay. That is the like BS that is spread about manifestation. Okay. But like, there is so much more that goes into that, and it's so much more confusing than that, than anyone ever would like to like admit. Everything I got a new puppy, and parents are all like, they don't want to be involved with her, but they call her their grandchild. They call her their grandparents. And for example, literally today, so sorry, I'm trying to think about what I was talking about. Totally just like left all of my brain. I was talking about transitioning and things like that. Manifestation. I remember now. So with manifestation, a lot of people think you have to be like high vibe, and you need to just like ooze goodness. You can't have a negative thought in your life. And that's absolutely not how it works. Usually like the worst thing that has happened to you is the thing that changes your mindset. So having this scarcity mindset comes from like things in your past, right? So usually something happens to change that mindset, and I feel like you're in the process of that happening. So you're kind of stuck on this, like, I need this thing. Like, I need it so desperately, and that's why the universe is not giving it to you. Because that desperation is the energy that's being reflected into your life. So it constantly feels like you're being chased or you're chasing something. So that is what's being reflected out into your universe. That's the scarcity mindset of, like, I can't, like, it's like I can't spend my money, because if I spend my money, I'm not going to have enough money for the rest of the, like, year or whatever. But if you weren't so desperately on, I need this, it wouldn't have created all this pressure inside of you in order to feel like you can't do certain things because you need the outcome. So that, like, psychological need, like, I desperately need it, is like catering your world, it's catering your actions, and it's catering what you want to do with your life by, like, pigeonholing you. So, and for example, literally today, I've told them multiple times to not leave my door open when I'm not there, and she destroyed a razor. I don't know how she found that in a plastic bag. I feel like a lot of trauma is with me and my parents. Yeah, it's just very much like you feel like you're being pigeonholed. So sometimes, so the universe is kind of like trying to, like, steer you. Oh, okay. I guess that's not necessarily the universe. It's a natural consequence. So, like, when you're trying to pigeonhole things, it creates a lot of pressure of, we need to, like, squeeze everything out of X, Y, and Z, whatever we're, like, have the scarcity mindset in regards to. So with that in mind, it's more so of trying to change that mindset and allowing things to come our way. So sometimes it means giving more money. Sometimes it gives giving more of yourself. Sometimes it means taking a risk. And that would basically give that reward. But because we are so stuck on this mindset of, like, I need to, like, squeeze everything into this tiny hole. I can't take a risk right now because I'm trying to squeeze myself into whatever it is. That is where the, like, issues are coming from. So, do you have questions about it? So, right now, to summarize, I feel like you're going through a lot of, like, pressure of, like, there is some sort of, like, resource in your mind that is, like, skewed or, like, being restricted. And that is causing you to, like, bend to those restrictions instead of trying to, like, just exist. You're trying to survive. I also feel like I've been standing up to them for myself and creating boundaries. Who is this? Ray. Okay. So the only thing available now are tarot readings. Them being my parents. Okay, let's steer it into your parents' direction. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I feel like a lot of it is you're trying to grow and they're trying to pigeonhole you, which is what I was talking about in this more specific example. Lots of fighting, lots of unsurety of what to do. So I'm trying to ask, what do we do in this situation? Because I do think that the universe is going to teach you the lesson, but sometimes it's fun to not have to go through the hardship to deal with those things. 5, 6. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what they're telling me in regards to that. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of baggage that needs to go through in this transition. So the card that I pulled, there is the, believe it is the, I can't remember it. Oh, Six of Swords. Six of Swords is the one where you have to like remove your baggage in order to make this like transition, right? So what the baggage entails is a lot of like trauma, it's a lot of like self-limiting beliefs, and looking into that and understanding that will allow some of this pressure to be taken off. I feel like the spirit guide is the thing that is trying to help calm things, but also he's triggering you in a way so that you think about these things, but he's wanting you to go, and he's talking about wanting to go into the center of the storm to like allow yourself to process it without all of the other like bullshit flying around. So it's more so, instead of thinking about things over and over and over again in this tornado sort of sense, going into the eye of the storm where it is more calm and collected. That is where he is there to help you walk through different like traumatic memories that has created these like self-limiting beliefs. So that will help in trying to figure out how to make these changes, because I feel like there is an amount of like needing to leave to go do something that is more aligned to you, but there is a lot of restriction in the ability to do that. So, do you have any questions about anything before we move on to the next person? Let me know, let me know. After John, we have Jada. No, I think I'm all good. Thanks, Em. No problem. So, Jada, spirit guide, are you here? I know I've read your spirit guides before. Do you have any specific questions before I start? Because I'm also like, have you talked to one of your baby's spirit guides? Because that would be cute. While you answer, I will tell everybody the order of go. So after Jada, I have Christy, Ashley, and then Ray. So, Jada, can you tell me anything about the angel demon dude that appeared months ago, if not any other spirit guide? Potential advice on mediumship. Honestly, whatever comes through. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm seeing the right guide. So when you say angel demon dude, they are more dark and they're masculine. They kind of look like the night sky. Okay. Okay. At least I got the right guy. Let me talk to him. It says that you're distracted by looking for something in the future and you're not living in the present. Sorry, I'm like asking him questions about things and he's very interesting to talk to. If I remember, I think he had blonde hair in a high ponytail, but let me check. Yeah, I see him like blending into the sky, and he's talking about Because I'm like, okay, what color are you associated to? And he showed me the northern lights. So, he's very sassy, which I would expect talking to like a daemon, but because I'm like, okay, what color is that? And he's like, use your brain, you know how to use it. um, okay, so the first thing that he tells me, like I said before, is he is talking about you're being distracted by the future, not living in the present. So he makes me feel like you're so focused on like future this. I have to prepare for this. I have to do this. I have to like your entire life is catered by the like what if this happens in the future? I need to be prepared for it. Right? That's what he's talking about, and he's like, that's kind of dumb. You shouldn't be doing that, because if you're doing that, you're causing more stress to yourself about something that hasn't happened and may not ever happen. Oh, wait, no, he had long brown hair and had a blindfold on. Oh, interesting. Yeah, for me, I can't stop seeing him with red hair. But I don't think that is what he actually looks like. Yeah, I don't know. The red hair might be him showing me like things, signs and symbols of like I'm a red spirit guide and that's how whatever. I'd message you about him a while back because he confused me. Yeah. He's very sorry. The hesitation is like me trying to figure out how I want to talk about him because I'm like he's kind of an asshole and I'm trying to like filter it. Um he's talking about being like a crossroads demon. He's talking about there's a lot of like different things that you're trying to plan for that you shouldn't be planning for because they haven't happened. He says you're at a crossroads now, but you still continue to think about the future instead of making the decision to go forward with one or the other. And he's like, the decision isn't that hard. You just gotta like actually listen to who you are and do whatever the heck you want to do. I don't know why you're like beating around the bush because of other people and what other people think you should be doing. He's like mean in that sense of like, you know what you want to do, just do it. God, that's his vibe. I wonder what crossroads. I wonder what the crossroads is. Yeah, that honestly makes sense that you don't know because he's like showing me that we're like at a crossroads, but you're just looking straight down the road. And he's like, the things that you want are in this crossroads, but you continue to look forward to something that's not there. Says you're denying a lot of things about your life. Everybody a critic. You're living for other people. You're not living for yourself. I'm like, do you have anything useful to say, sir? He's like, you don't think this is useful? Okay, how do we do this then? Okay. I'm just like pulling twos. Just two. All crossroads. That's what he's here to talk about, is the crossroads. Two. You're fighting to do that. I'm like, this is you. It's the Page of Wands, and you're fighting him, fighting your path, fighting making a decision. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety right now that you've been dealing with, and okay, he just keeps saying the same thing. I'm gonna stop pulling cards. Do you have questions for him about the, like, crossroads? Yes, he's talking about you are really, really, really anxious. You're anxious because you feel like you have to make all of these decisions for other people. And he says that that's confusing because, like, why are you making decisions for other people? Why aren't you making decisions for yourself? He's very, like, blunt and to the point. That's why I'm like, you got questions for him, because he's like, you're at a crossroads. You're refusing to, like, make a decision in regards to these crossroads because you think something else is going to happen. And he just keeps talking about how you're not being true to yourself. You feel like you have to make decisions for everyone else in your life because you need to protect them. You need to make sure they're okay. You need to do X, Y, and Z. And he's like, it is eating away at you. It's like, you feel like you need to give like your little piece, like your heart. You're giving little pieces of your heart to everyone in the, like, most profound way. Like, you are giving your heart to these people that should not have it. And how you are doing it is you're even, like, changing yourself in regards to that. Like, you're changing who you are, making yourself small, making yourself less, so that you can help all of these people that you're helping in your life. But it's not helping them. It's just hurting you and making you feel like you can't be yourself. So he's like, I'm waiting for you to finally make the decision and see that people are doing that to you, because it's stupid of them to do that. Don't allow them to do it anymore. They don't fucking deserve it. If someone is asking for your heart, a piece of your heart, and when I say that, they're asking you to change something about yourself, or they make you feel like you have to change something about yourself, they're not worth it. They don't need a piece of your heart. No one needs a piece of your heart. They need to sit next to you as an equal person with you. So they don't take pieces of your heart. They help take care of your heart. Does that make sense? How can I move past this crossroads? By choosing yourself. You're holding on to these things that you don't need anymore, because you once valued them. Problem is, I might know who I really am. I might now know who I really am. Yeah. He's like, you act, not. He's like, you do, but you actively don't listen to that. He's talking about, like, intuition. Everyone has intuition, but a lot of people don't listen to it because of one reason or another. They've just, like, put it down so much, especially, like, people that have kind of, like, been, like, abused in a lot of senses. They have been put down, so that little voice in their head that says, I could do this and it makes me feel better, kind of starts going away and starts getting quieter and quieter. That's kind of what he's talking about, similar to the sense of, like, your intuition. Everybody has intuition, but they, like, don't listen to it for one reason or another, so it's kind of, like, goes away. It's kind of like a muscle. He's like, the same thing with that, but in regards to your other question, he's talking about you're holding on to things that you no longer value. So, what is that? I'm like, I can give you examples, but he's like, you know what you're doing. You just want to deny that you are doing it. But examples would be like staying at a job that you don't really like anymore, staying with people that kind of take advantage of you, holding on to like money because of the scarcity mindset kind of thing I was talking about in the last one. There are like things that you need to let go. You don't want to like hold on to it anymore. And there is a big resistance to do that, because that would mean that it's kind of like right now. Okay, this is how he wants to explain it to me. So, hold on. I got a message. Sorry. My mom was asking me about something that she's picking up, and I was like, yes, absolutely, pick it up. Okay. Did he just tell me that I needed to be more like him, be an asshole for myself? That's usually why they come forward, huh? Sorry, thinking about what I was about to say. You have to get rid of the things that you're holding on to. Okay, so you're holding on to things so deeply because, okay, I remember. I'm sorry, I got distracted. So, what he showed me is he's like, something that you value gave you this candle. And it was like a big stick candle, like a very tall, like kitchen candle, all right? And there was a light at the top of it, and the light at the top of it helped guide your way. It helped allow you to move forward. It helped allow you to like figure out where you were going. It was very helpful. It was something that you actually needed at that time. Now the candle is this big, and you don't have anything else to guide you in this time. So you're holding on to this even though it's about to burn you, and you need to let go of it even though that means not having the light. So he's like, the reason or the resistance in like going to the next thing is that the thing that you once value, it's still giving you something in return, but at the same time is going to start hurting you for those things that it is providing for you. So instead of being burned by the candle, we can just let it go, walk around in the dark for a little bit, trying to find the next light, instead of trying to hold on to something that will inevitably go out, but will hurt us in the process. So there are things in your life that are associated to this like metaphor that he's telling me, of like things that you're still trying to carry with you. What is that? Can you tell me? Trauma. Very descriptive. Trauma, work, love. Okay. So just everything. Yeah, I just feel like I want to say you're going through a transition, but it's not in the way that I'm going through a transition, because I keep having people coming to me that have the same situation of my life going on, but I don't think that's what's happening. Your whole life is not falling apart and to be like reset. You're not having a reset moment, but there is a decision that you need to make that is going to make things more clouded and dark. It's going to push you out of your comfort zone, but it is going to make you feel a lot better in the long run. But right now, you're holding on and keeping close all of these things that you don't need anymore. But it makes you feel like you can still walk forward on your path. So yeah, and the like, what is it? It's past traumas are kind of getting in the way. It's how do we feel about love? And I don't think it's like the relationship. I think it is how you present in a relationship, how you present in love. How are we going to trust more? Because I got the Page of Cups, which is trust for me. And I got this Seven of Pentacles that keeps coming up. And that is the card that he is specifically talking about, where you are not thinking about all the stuff that's happening right now. You're thinking about what you're going to do in the future. But you need to start managing living in the moment right now in order for you to even get to the future. So he's like, you have this like 5-year plan, let's say, but you need to focus on your like 5-minute plan. Your 5-minute plan needs work. Do you have any more questions? I know that that was like probably weird and probably annoying. But he says that he's helping you with a lot of areas of your life, but specifically in regards to who you are and how you present. Because you keep thinking about things that are depleting your light. So he's trying to help you find the next star in the sky. Because he looks like a star constellation in the sky. And he's like, you're focused on this one star that you're at, and you're orbiting around it, and getting out of that will be very difficult, but at the same time, there's another star not too far away. How can I deal with my anxieties and frustrations around my mother-in-law, who is staying with us until mid-October? Well, it's not gonna be fun. At least that's what it looks like to me. This is kind of like the opposite of what I've been telling you. So, I got the Four of Pentacles, which is like hold the things that are important to you close. It's very like conservative. Be conservative. Because I do think it is causing a lot of like stress. It's tipping the scales a little bit out of your favor. It's a little bit unfair, but at the same time, there's nothing you can do about it. So lean into what you can control, your own relationship, and Four of Cups. I don't really have a like good answer, because it's gonna be a lot of ride it out. Yeah, because like the cards I pulled is Four of Pentacles, which is like be conservative, holding your valuables close. I got the Death card, which is like there's a lot of like change happening in your life already, and then this is happening. I got the Justice card reverse, which is the scales tipping. It's usually unfair when it's in reverse, and a lot of times you can't really do anything about it. That's what makes it not fair. But you got the Knight of Cups, which is Prince Charming, and the Prince Charming aspect, this person will get you through, but it is very much a like, sit there and wait. There's gonna be, like, you're being baited, but you need to just let it go. Let it pass you. It's fine. Just let it sit. Yeah, I keep telling myself to ride it out. Yeah, it's not a good... I don't have, like, an answer for you. It's literally just do nothing. Just do nothing. Keep what you value close. But I hope you enjoyed your reading. We're going to move on to Christy. Christy, are you here? We're doing a past life reading. Okay, so Christy I have now. Hello. Have I given you past life readings before? And do you have any questions before I start? And then I have Ashley with a tarot reading after that. Ray with a past life reading after Ashley. And then Sage with a tarot reading. So, Christy, past life reading. You have not given me a past life reading before, just spirit guides. Okay. Sorry, I need the word for this. Scientist. Do you really like the stars? I'm trying to look up what this would be called. Hold on. I got it. Studying stars. But, Christy, do you like stars? Like astronomy? Because I see this guy that's looking up at the sky. I like moon things. I don't know. You have this male past life coming forward. But I feel like he dealt with a lot of, like, science-related things or, like, inventor-type things. A lot of, like, big philosophical and scientific, like, ideas about things. Like, just thinking about the world and stuff like that. Like, astronomy. Astrologist. Are you an astrologist? No. You just like the stars. Okay. Are you an inventor? No. A scientist. You're just like some regular dude that just likes these things. Okay. That's where we got. That's what we got. So there's this man. He is like, he has like light brown hair or it's dark blonde. That's what I'm going to say about that. Because a lot of people, I have a weird concept of what blonde is. But he has lighter colored hair and he has glasses and he looks like Europe. He's like from like overseas. So I'm in the US, maybe like somewhere in Europe. He's not in any like descript clothing. So I'm like, can you give me like a time period? Okay, I'm gonna skip the time period for right now. Because the reason, like, usually when I get time period things, it's an association to like different things that can be like put on a timeline. So a lot of times it can be clothing, how they look. It can be a lot of times they'll show me like electricity. So what I see is he looks like he's in like very neutral clothing. Like I feel like he's like in this blue sweater and just like a khaki looking pants. And it doesn't look very particularly aged. I feel like he's not that far in the past. He is living in a time where there's like electricity. So I would say he is not like super like turn of the century, but he says that he's also not like fairly close, like 70s, that sort of thing. So whatever that means. But I feel like he lives overseas or had his life overseas. I feel like he was very lonely. I don't feel like he had a lot of like friends or family. and he lived sort of like in a big city. I feel like he was very like moderate life, very like mundane, go to work, come home, kind of living that sort of life. But he wants to specifically talk about his interest, which is why he just like keeps looking up at the sky and the stars and thinking about like astronomy, and that's what he spent a lot of his time learning and figuring out, is like things in his own interest. So he just has a lot of this like tinkery type of energy of like trying to invent things, trying to create things with his hands, but also just this insane fascination with the stars. And I feel like he was able to like understand a lot of the things associated to stars and how it related back to us. Is that true? Yes. Sorry, I need to look something up now. I'm like, because I don't know if it's necessarily like astrology type things, but he's talking about like, you're not ancient, are you? Okay, because he like makes me feel like he had this like deep fascination with how people in the past looked at like star cycles and was able to like predict certain things within the sky. And I feel like he keeps saying that it's different than astrology. Astrology is a completely different concept that people have come up with, but it is in the same sort of ballpark. Because he's talking about like, well, yeah, like ancient civilizations used to like track the stars, and it would tell them like different like things within that was going to happen within their life. So he says specifically like with farming and stuff like that. So they were able to like look up at the sky and figure out what they should do with their lives by like recognizing certain patterns that happened like up above them. And he's talking about that sort of thing of like being able to like study the stars, and it helped you to understand things about you, your life, your like what's going on. So he's like, yes, my life seems pretty ordinary and like mundane, but the things that I like were very interested in were the things that I leaned my energy into. So he was mostly like interested in this like idea of like pattern recognition in regards to like the stars. So it helped him to understand and learn about himself. It helped him to understand and learn about other people in his life. And it helps him like, God, is that true? Have you ever found someone? No. I don't know that he's ever married, but I don't think he was just always alone. I just don't think that he fully married anyone, but he was in relations with other people. Because I pulled like the Ten of Cups. But the Ten of Cups a lot of times usually deals with like alignment type things. And then I also drew the Three of Pentacles, which is kind of like he wants to say, because it's a ladder, it helps him to like step up in his life. I don't know. It helped him understand himself. It helped him understand his path and purpose. It helped him with a lot, which I know is probably like very weird that we're talking about this, but it's also interesting to like learn things from souls in that sort of way. Because I'm like, so you're talking about astrology and the like zodiac signs, and he was like, no, I'm talking about like when they would map the sky prior to astrology. They would find a lot of different things that people don't talk about. It's not just like a personality cap and like figuring out what was going to go on in your life. He's like, it's the hieroglyphics of the sky, you know, like the sky tells the story of like where we came from. It's a reflection of everything. We are a reflection of everything. So why is this important then? Let's see. I've gotten several books recently about moon phases and using the moon phases to help dictate your life. So I feel like my interest in moon stuff parallels the star stuff. There's been a small section in the books that have talked about similar stuff, like the history and stuff. Very weird. It's interesting that you say that. Cause like he's just such a like normal dude. I know that that's like probably the concept, because when I started talking to him, he was literally like, so a lot of people like to invalidate past life readings because they talk to these like infamous people. Like people think that everyone has a past life that was on the Titanic or whatever, but I am not that. I am exactly what all of those debunkers or skeptics say. I am mundane. But the things that I was doing, I thought were pretty cool. That is him. But he just looks like normal Squidward, like normal SpongeBob. I don't know if there's a normal Squidward, but he's just like fine. He's just like a chill dude that has these deep interests that he's like, I need to tell you about all of my like hyperfixations, and it's important that I do so because it's going to help me in the future. Can you tell me why we're having this conversation, sir? I love that for him. I'm glad he's sharing. Okay. Okay, he's talking about being like a slave to society. He says all of that is an illusion to try to hide the fact that we don't have control over our destiny or our light. So he's talking about like, I don't know, he's showing me like the rustle and bustle of the city that he like was in, and he's like, there is this natural instinct to like go with the flow, to like go with the flow of traffic is what he like specifically says. Not like just go with the flow, but like you need to go as fast as everyone else is going. And he's like, that is probably the worst thing that you can do for your life. You just need to sit there and look at the stars. That's the like weird thing that he's like relating back. But he's talking about like when you have time to actually slow down and actually just sit and exist instead of always chasing something, you will actually start to see the true value in life. Because for so long, he felt like he was chasing something that he wasn't. Like that he himself, he wasn't that person. He wasn't the thing that he was chasing. And he had to go through this like deep-seated hardship. He's talking about losing someone. Who did you lose? Mother? Yes. He went through a lot of like deep-seated pain when he was younger. I feel like he lost a lot of people, which is including his mother. So it made him feel like he had to almost like compensate for all of these bad things, but in actuality, it taught him a different lesson of just like slowing down and smelling the roses, or in this case, looking at the sky. He just keeps talking about the illusions that are put on us from society trap us into this like hamster wheel that never ends and never stops. But if you choose to get off the hamster wheel, how is it going to continue to run? The wheel will eventually stop turning. And then that is when life truly starts happening. Do you have questions? I know this is a very weird past life reading, but he's literally just, he is mundane. Like, he's like, nothing was really going on. I didn't really like keep up with politics and like the wars and stuff. I came forward because it is important that I talk about how things have been going on. So I don't know if like things in your life have been feeling like you're on a hamster wheel. And you're constantly busy, constantly hustling, constantly going. But he's like, what would happen if you got off of it? You want to anyways. He's just a dude. He's just a dude. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he has really any, like, commitments to things. Like, he has a job. He, like, has friends, but he doesn't really have any family. He's not married. He doesn't have kids. He just has, like, his interest. He's very, like, well seated in himself, but it took a lot to get there. And he's like, that is the stuff that we carry within our soul. But yeah, let me know if you have questions, Christy. Is there anything from his timeline that I've brought to this timeline? If so, is there a purpose or something I should lean or heal from it? Interesting. Let me ask him. He makes me feel like that you have the same mind. That's the thing that you share. When I say that, he makes me feel like you have a lot of the same, like, it's almost like childlike interest in, like, just experiencing the world. And he's like, you need to lean into more of that. However, the thing that stops you is you feel like you're not in the season to do so. There's always an X, Y, and Z of, like, I can't do these things because I'm an adult and I have to make adult decisions. But I don't know if traveling is something that you're interested in doing, but he's like, you have this, like, childlike nostalgia, this childlike enthusiasm, this childlike happiness within you, but you kind of, like, put it to the side because you feel like you have to be a functioning person or a functioning adult. So he's like, you're constantly planning for the next thing. You're constantly planning your future. You're constantly thinking about the next thing. And he is talking about, like, we share the same mindset of, like, this just pure love, excitement about experiencing the world. But we've had so many things get in the way of actually doing that. And he's like, more healing would be, you would have more healing in doing those things than actually, like, living out your days working and living out your days focused on this, like, rustle and bustle. Yes, I'm still doing paid readings. I think there are one reading left. There's a tarot reading left. And then once that goes, we will be sold out, I believe. Let me look. Yes. That's what we got. We got one tarot reading left. Or maybe two. Something like that. But if you click the link, you can go look at that. But Christy, is there purpose or something I should learn or heal from it? I did kind of just up and move to South Korea for 4 years. I just got back. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know why traveling is that, but, like, new experiences. That's why I'm like, traveling, it feels like that. That's what he showed me. Yeah, I don't know, because, like, he just keeps talking about, like, he used to study, like, the ancient cultures of that, like, would look at the stars and how it, like, correlated to their life and stuff like that. But I'm like, how are you doing that? He doesn't really tell me the answer to that. But I feel like learning about different places of the world would be something that would, like, lighten up your life more than doing the monotonous. So I feel like that would be, like, the difference between you and him is you still have the same mindset, but it's like he could only imagine going to these places where as there's more opportunity for you in this life now for you to actually go to these places. But yeah, does that make sense? Do you have any questions before I move on to Ashley? And Ashley, you have a tarot reading this time. Also, I hope you got my email, Ashley. Because I haven't looked at the email today. Wow, okay. Just so many orders are in here. Alright. Between him and my spirit guides, I keep getting the message of slowing down and stop trying to plan for years from now, and instead just focus on the now. Does he have a favorite star? I don't know if I can answer that because I don't know that I know enough about stars. I don't know that he can explain that to me. Hold on. Sorry, I'm asking questions about stars because I don't really understand what he's telling me. Can stars be blue? I know you have like the red giant things, but can stars be blue? I don't know if that's a dumb question. Are blue stars actually blue up close? Blue stars are usually hotter. Interesting. Because I know red giants are like right before the star like explodes, right? They like get really big and then they like die. So it's like right before they die, right? But he's showing me a blue star and I'm like, what's the blue star do? But when you look up blue stars, it talks about military things and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, red giant is a bright dying star with low or medium mass. What is a blue star? Sky. Wait. Astronomy. That's a good one to say. Instead of giving me military things. Extremely hot, massive, and luminous star with a surface temperature usually exceeding 10,000 Kelvin. So is there a reason? Blue giants and supergiants. Large, evolved stars like Regal in the constellation Orion. Maybe it's that one. Let's look that up, see what it looks like. Interesting. That. Blue stars are usually large and burn fast. Yeah, maybe it's in the constellation Orion. Regal. What does regal mean? Let's see. It means foot in Arabic. It's the foot of Orion. I don't know. The blue ones. Anyways, moving on to the next one. This has been extremely fascinating. I'll try to slow down and take some time to gaze at stars. Thanks so much. No problem. Ashley, we're back to you. Yes, I did. Thank you. Okay, I'm glad that it made sense, the email that I sent you. But Ashley, do you have a question for your tarot reading? And I've decided I'm gonna use a transparent tarot deck for you. Because I've only done one reading with it so far. But let me know what your question is for tarot reading. After Ashley, I have Ray with a past life reading, and then Sage with a tarot reading. This one. Ugh. I know these need to go together, but I want them to go with this one. It's on the bottom. It's fine. Oh, look how cute it looks. Anyways, anything I need to know. Okay. Okay, give me one card for this guy. Oh. Okay. All right. Let me get my paper so you can see this. I think these are both reversed. And then we have 1, which is the Magician, and 15, which is the Devil. Okay. That's fun. All right. All right. And you're both reversed. So, first 2 cards, we have the Devil card, which is the Chains, and then the Dragons is the Magician card. Look how cute it is. It's so perfect together. But with these 2 cards together, we have the Magician card. The Magician card usually deals with, like, manifestation. It's having all of your resources and talents laid out in front of you in order for you to do something. But what's interesting is you have all these chains on you, because the Devil card a lot of times creates these self-limiting beliefs that prevent us from actually being able to do anything with that. So it's talking about a lot of pulling back and forth is what I'm feeling, because they're both reversed as well. So with these 2 cards, when the Devil card is in reverse, there is a lot of like release happening. You need to release these self-limiting beliefs. You need to detach from all of these restrictions. But the Magician card being in reverse makes it feel very pointed. Yeah, I told you the past life resonated. So with these 2 cards, it very much feels like I have a lot of ideas on how to, like, rebuild myself. I have a lot of ideas of what I want to do. I have a lot of, like, purpose ideas of what I, like, want to accomplish. But something keeps stopping me. Something keeps, like, making me feel like I can't do anything. And they also are making me lean towards the Magician card, leaning more like manipulation, instead of being so, like, tied to manifestation. That is very much a, like, I can do anything and I can climb this mountain if I wasn't chained to the ground. That is, like, the vibe of this. So it's very much a, like, gas and brake hit at the same time, or, like, hitting the gas while you're in neutral. Like, that's the vibe, is you are ready to go 1,000,000 miles an hour, but something is stopping you every second it can get. And what's interesting with this Devil card being reversed, I feel like the thing that has been tying you down is the actual, like, concept of releasing these self-limiting beliefs. So it's like you are being forced to sit down and, like, think about all of these things that are stopping you. And it is also stopping you to do that. So you like want, it's like you want to skip that part. You want to skip the part where you like think about all of these hard things and just go on with your life how it was before all of these things started happening. But you can't hold the life that you have right now until you make the changes that caused you to be here in the first place. I'm genuinely a cocky person. I can do it, but this is very interesting. Can't figure out what that means. So to explain maybe a different way, it's like you had this like big tower moment that happened. And right now you might feel like mentally better. Like you did it, it's over with, I want it to be done, whatever. So you want to be performing at the same rate of how you were before this big tower moment happened, but you don't understand why you can't. Like things keep getting in the way. I feel like I don't have the energy to do this. X, Y, and Z just keeps happening and making you feel like you can't perform at the same level that you were before all of this big change happened. But it's confusing for you because you're like, well, I did all of these things for the own betterment of my life. Why does it keep getting in the way? Like, why do I keep having these like roadblocks? And they're like talking about, well, it's because you need to go through all of this hardship in order to change who you are to be able to hold your new life. You need to learn lessons to stop allowing the like bad stuff to keep happening. So like an example would be like if you were in a toxic job or a toxic relationship, right? If you don't learn, well, this is how I got into it. These are the red flags that I ignored. This is all of the like problematic stuff that was happening. Like this are the characteristics that I ignored in myself that led this person to me, on and on and on and on. If you don't do anything about that, it's just going to happen again. So they're like, the reason why it's so hard to hold your new life is because you're starting to make a life that is like what you want, that is worthy of you, that is like not in regards to these negative things, right? But you also have to be the person that can hold that. So it's extremely triggering, like in regards to like the potentially like abusive or toxic situations. It's very much like looking at those situations and understanding like, how did this happen? Where did this like start? Like what mindset did I have to be in to even like be in that position, and starting to heal and move forward with it. Because right now it's almost like you leveled up, but you are still in the transitional period of like learning how to play at this level. So like if you're in a video game, you are really good at the last level, but you just leveled up and now all of the like monsters and stuff are so hard to like deal with. You need to start like learning how to carry the life you're living out now. That is those two cards right there. So, your next two cards, let me put this here. You have two wand cards. What does it look like when they're like both upright? That's cute. Anyways. So, we got the Knight of Wands reversed. And then, I think this is the Page. The Page of Wands upright. So that's probably more of the same. So let's see. The Knight of Wands, when it's in reverse like this, a lot of times it deals with like setbacks. So very much like what I was talking about, these are the roadblocks that keep happening. You have a lot of ideas, but there is just like something that gets in the way each time there's a setback. And you can see it's kind of like getting in the way of this other character that's down here. And who is where also kind of indicates a lot of in the reading as well. So this card, this is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is usually more so like we're just starting things. We have a lot of like this limitless potential. We have a lot of creative ideas. We are the spark. We want to try everything. So there's a lot of like intensity with I want to new things. I want to start. I want to do everything in my life. But you can see this Knight is kind of in the way. So we need to deal with this stuff before we can let the little one go on and like find the best thing for us, find the most exciting thing for us. So this Knight of Wands being reversed is like we need to deal with the setbacks. We need to deal with the like transition so that we can like live out these very like excited, like childish, like nostalgia moments I was talking about in the last time. That's the page. The page is very much, I'm very excited to do new things. We're still in the process of making this transition before we can get to that. This one's interesting because they're both two queens together. So the Queen of Cups is upright. She's the blonde. And the Queen of Wands is the reversed or upside down one that's a redhead. So the two queens together. So the Queen of Cups, which is upright. The Queen of Cups usually deals with a kind of like stable, going with the flow type of energy. But it's being blocked by the Queen of Wands in reverse, which is sort of fighting insecurities. So the insecurities can come from like, I want to say jealousy, but not in a like typical way. It's kind of like, I'm struggling so much, why can't I just be like everyone else? Like, why can't I just be simple? If you've ever watched Grey's Anatomy, this is what they're telling me. There is an episode where Yang is talking about being simple. And just like, she's talking about just wanting to have like the perfect wedding dress and just live a simple life and just have a perfect wedding. And not have to think about all of these like traumatic things that happen, or not wanting to be like the best doctor there is, or not wanting to like have this betterment of like whatever. Like, she just wanted to be simple. Like, just figuring out the best wedding dress made her happy. That is what she's telling me in this case, of like, you have this jealousy of other people if they're just happy with simple things. And they don't have to go through all of this traumatic, horrible bullshit to like feel fulfilled. I want to be like them, but that's not who you are. You'll never be like that. So that is where a lot of this like insecurity is coming from, because you're going through a hard time and you just don't want to feel this much intensity of sadness. But they're like, once you get to the other side, the intensity will be worth it, because the intensity of the opposite will start happening. But it's creating a lot of like pessimism. So Queen of Cups is allowing us to go with the flow. Okay, camera. It's allowing us to go with the flow, but we're being blocked by our insecurities in regards to like, do I really want this? This is hard. This sucks. So it's creating a lot of these pessimistic thoughts of like, is this even fucking worth it? These two cards together. So last two cards for your spread. This is a 6. And I'm pretty sure this is the strength card. I'm not even going to look it up. So your next two cards. So the Lion is the strength card, and then this is the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands, usually it deals with, when it's upright, it's some sort of success or victory. It's like public recognition for some sort of success or victory. And usually when I have the strength card in reverse, they're also telling me things about it, but the strength card in reverse a lot of times deals with inner strength, but they're also wanting to complement that meaning in regards to like, you breaking apart and being vulnerable shows that inner strength. So like, where other people feel this like inability to even look at their like vulnerable selves, that is where you strive at. So they're like leaning into the uncomfortable will actually pull more of your successes and victories out. Being true, vulnerable, you being you genuinely yourself to other people, even when it's uncomfortable, even when they're uncomfortable, will make you feel more like yourself, will make you feel stronger, and will make you feel like things are more purposeful. So they're like, your victories are deep seated in your own vulnerability, and you are learning about that vulnerability now, because before it's like you propped up other people's vulnerability and you like valued them and where they are in their lives and how they express like this deep-seated like genuine authenticity and vulnerability. So you like supported that, which looks like other people coming to you and being like, hey, can you give me advice about this stuff? And you like propping them up and helping with like figuring out what to do with their lives. But now it's like you're doing this stuff for yourself. You're becoming more comfortable with your own vulnerability, and your own vulnerability is going to help like spread to other people to create this more so victory of bringing things that are aligned to you, making the change that you want to happen with in your life to create this purpose. Does that make sense? Do you have questions about anything? Not just this, but in general. Do you have questions before I move on? Yep, I do that a lot. But the main consensus of this reading is there is a lot stopping you because there is a lot that you are trying to grow yourself into your new clothes. You like got some hand-me-down clothes, you're trying to grow yourself into them so they feel comfortable type shit. Growing pains, you know? But let me know if you have any questions. The next person on the list is Ray with a past life reading, and then after that I have Sage. There's still some readings left, but if no one wants them, I will get rid of them at the end. There's still, I think, 2 readings. But yeah, Ray, you'll be next. Crap, lol. I think she might be. Okay. No questions, thank you. Of course. So, Ray, past life reading. Have I given you a past life reading before? I'm surprised I sold out on past life readings. I guess people really wanted them. Oh. Just a spirit guide drawing. Oh, the Baymax guy. Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I see a woman that has this child, and she is just absolutely, like, infatuated with her child. Just, she thinks she's the most beautiful child that ever lived. They're blonde. They have long, blonde, straight hair. She, like, basically, like, made a clone of herself. Loves this child. Gives me like rainbow baby vibes. Yeah. Just absolutely infatuated. Okay. Let me see. What information can you tell me about past life reading things? Okay. Sorry, my pendulum is like wiggling, and it doesn't do that for me usually. But anyways, I'm just gonna ask her things with tarot. I'm asking her like time period things because she also seems a little nondescript. She's just talking about having a baby. I don't know if children are an important thing in your life, or that you want children, but she's just absolutely enamored with children. Okay. I feel like she like didn't feel like she could have one. And it just like absolutely changed her life. It like made her feel more like herself. I feel like husband, baby daddy died though. I feel like it happened like before she even knew she was pregnant. Can you tell me a time period? What did he die from? Let's see. She doesn't want to talk about that. Can you tell me anything about him? Okay. I think he might have died in like a work-related thing. Because I see like wood and like carpentry type things. But I feel like there was like some sort of accident in regards to that. Just this child, listen to me like talk to you about children. I'm like, okay, we'll do that. It's fine. What would you like to say about it? She's like, I felt purposeless until I found this person in my life. They are my soulmate. I feel complete. She changed everything about my life. It was amazing. I didn't think that I could have a child. I feel like she struggled a lot with getting pregnant and like being able to have children. Didn't think that she could have it, and then when she least expected it, it came and happened. Yeah. Is this person in our lives now? No. Will they be? Yes. I just feel like this person that she's talking about is very important. The soul of the baby that she had. Is that something I can know? Okay, who will this child be in Ray's life? I don't know. I feel like you're going to meet this like soulmate figure. I don't feel like it's going to be in a romantic sort of way, but there is going to be someone that comes into your life that is going to actually change everything. Is that a child? It did everything. Is it going to be a child? Yeah, I don't know if you want children or not, but I just feel this like intensity that this soulmate soul is going to come in and change everything for you. It's going to absolutely uproot your life in a positive manner. It's going to make you feel like you can be yourself. You're going to be surrounded in love. And now Persephone is talking. Well, I need to look things up. Hold on. There's just like so many things in front of me. Okay. I'm not sure why she's talking about Persephone. No problem. Here listening. Let me know if any of that resonates or makes sense to you. Do you want children at all? Because I'm like, is she going to come in as a child? She just keeps talking about like Persephone because she showed me this and there's like pomegranates on it. And she's talking about, like, how Persephone is the, like, personification of what, spring? Is that correct? Symbolizes rebirth in nature. Because Persephone returns in the spring. I have no strong sense of children, no serious partner at the moment, and am aging. Yeah, because that's why I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be a child. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a child. She's just showing me children in her life, that there's like some sort of soulmate figure that comes into your life that does not feel romantic, that is going to change things for you, and it's going to be like a rebirth, like Persephone coming up from hell, coming up from Hades. I'm not feeling a strong resonation other than feeling the passing of the husband in my gut. Yeah, okay, let's ask her some questions. What is important about this? She's just talking about future things. Someone's coming in that is going to be just like you. It's just going to change your life. Let's talk about not that. How about, let me pull some cards. Is that in your life? I can also give like a different one. Let's maybe talk to a different guy. Because she's talking now about like conflict and trying to get stability afterwards. So I don't know if you've been dealing with a lot of conflict, because I pulled 2 conflict cards. And then it is on top of the like stability card. The like settling down stability card. So let's try talking to someone else maybe. I'm so curious about this child's soul. I'm curious if there is any information about my soul's life purpose or what I need to learn in this lifetime. I've had a sense that I'm letting my past lives down, not using my gifts. Definitely experiencing instability and conflict right now. Yeah, that very much showed that there's going to be some sort of conflict that leads to stability, that leads to like finding your family again, like putting roots down again, like that sort of thing. But we can go into more of that. That sounds like a good plan. Because I do feel like what she is talking about is like future things coming in and absolutely changing everything about your life. And you've just been kind of waiting. Because I'm like, okay, but what about now? And she's talking about conflict, and like conflict's going to lead to these good things. And I'm like, I can't really tell you what the good things are because they're future things, and future things can like change. But the consensus of what she is telling me is how you are feeling now will not be how you feel in a few months, years. I'm really bad with time, like determining a timeline type stuff. Is it this spring? No. Spring is just used as rebirth. Okay. So I'm like, wow, I've never gotten like a springtime type thing. But I think it's more Persephone deals with like rebirth. But we can do some like more deep dive stuff into that. So curious about this child's soul. I could probably also talk to the child's soul. Let's see. You're carrying a lot right now, and it's not making you feel like... It's not making you feel like you're moving forward. It's just like making you feel like you're walking or running in place. I don't know. I really just feel like something else is going to happen. They just keep showing me like your other half. I know that's kind of cheesy to say. I don't really like when people are like, soulmates are your other half. They're going to finish your soul. It's really not like that. They're really just, there's going to be this person in your life that's just going to make you make sense. Because, like, other people will, like, look at you and, like, judge you. But there's this person that's just going to come in that, like, you don't even need to speak to them, and they just know exactly what's going on. And I feel like you don't know this person yet. I don't think it is a romantic relationship, but it is going to change things and make you feel more purposeful. And that's kind of what you are looking for. Let's see. Why do we feel like we are failing our past lives? We're letting our past lives down. So this is saying we feel like we're letting people down, or letting ourselves down because we are not, like, I just feel like we're not taking risks. We're not taking risks. We're kind of just settling for things. But we feel this intense pressure that we have to do it all ourselves. And there's a lot of, like, influence in regards to, like, material things that kind of make us feel anxious about taking any of these risks. Because I feel like there's a lot that you want to do, but you aren't doing it. And it's because you're worried about what it will cost. So they're talking about focusing on the here and now, right, at the moment, and that will allow you to get the answers that you're looking for while you wait to have this thing change. Just constantly just two cups together, like, things in these cards just, like, keep showing me, like, the two things coming together. Like, things will just start making sense when this person from your past life that you've known in so many of your other past lives just comes and, like, is in your life. Sorry, I'm trying to look for this card that they, like, showed me. It's probably at the top if I'm lucky. But it's just, something is coming, something is coming, something is coming. I don't know where it is. But, let's see. Do you have questions about that? Yep. Just, there's a lot of fighting, a lot of conflict. I pulled the same two conflict cards again, and then we feel like we don't deserve the sun. We feel like we don't deserve our purpose. Our life feels like it's flipped upside down. 5, 4. And we've just been leaning into stability, like trying to survive it. That resonates. I'm kind of transitioning from a breakup or changing expectations with my immediate family. Yeah, lots of conflict. But it's just, I don't think it's going to last for very much longer. I just feel like a lot more is going to come your way. This is the 9 of Pentacles, which is like abundance, self-sufficiency, like financial independence. And the soul person is someone I haven't met. I can think of one person who I think is for sure a soul past life person. Yeah, I don't think you've met this person yet. The feeling that I get, because this is how they're talking to me about it, is very much like feeling based. It's very like, it's at the tip of my tongue, feeling like in my gut. I just feel this intense, like, wow, I, like, didn't think that who I was special enough for me to, like, make these decisions for myself until this person comes in and just exists. Like, they don't have to say anything, they don't have to do anything, just their life, their existence, how they have lived thus far just makes your life feel like it makes sense. Like, it's like puzzle pieces coming together, soulmate type stuff. But I just feel like you haven't met them yet, because I feel this, like, anticipation that they're gonna come. And they just keep saying, you're dealing with a lot of conflict right now. Conflict is happening now, and the end looks like this. So the end looks like the tree growing. But yeah, do you have any other questions before I move on? I'm sorry that reading is very weird, because it's very, like, future-based, and yeah. Future things can change. I should give you the disclaimer, like, if you decide never to leave your house or never to talk to anyone, you have free will, you can do that. But I do just feel like after all of the conflict ends, it might end because something new is going to come in to make you feel much better about your position in the world. So, yeah. But last on my list after understand the future disclaimer, yeah, I always feel like I have to give it, because I'm like, there's a lot of people, especially in the spiritual community, that think like your future is set in stone, and it absolutely is not. I honestly don't think that people can read future things. They just read the, like, present tense energy and view the most likely outcome based on, like, what your energy is right now. So, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm starting to make some real healing process from chronic illness. So ready for something beyond conflict. Yeah. I really think something, like, different is going to come into your life and just absolutely blow it up with positivity. Yeah. So, Sage, let me know if you have questions, but Sage, do you have a question for your tarot reading, and are you here? Let me know. What is your question for your tarot reading? And I'm going to use the horror deck for you. Unless you want me to use the transparent deck. What should I be focusing my energy on right now? Thank you for the reading. No problem. Maybe someone can just jive with my tism. Dude, I get the vibe. I get the feeling. Because I'm always like, people are going to hate me because I'm autistic. I can't be, like, weird and tell people that I have the tism. Most people don't talk about that. I also now want to use the transparent deck. I'm gonna do it. Already done. What's up? Okay, I'm doing the transparent deck. I'm just kind of bored at looking at tarot cards, so I'm gonna look at interesting looking tarot cards. I'm gonna do that one. You have two? You do have two. Oh, and it's... Okay, never mind. I was like, 2 horses. No, it's different. You're going to go here, and then I need 2 more. I've been giving people 8 cards. Okay. I don't want to read you again. The same card keeps coming out, and I don't want to read it, so they're going to have to figure it out. All right. You can be upside down. Okay. This might be the last reading if no one else purchases before I finish. So, Sage, your question is, what should I be focusing my energy on right now? Where's my paper? Here it is. let's start. Let's see what card this is first. 9. This is the Hermit card. That's one way to make a Hermit card. And then you are the 10. Okay, okay. This kind of is reiterating your question. But that's fine. So, I do like how they fit together, and I think they look cute. But I am assuming this 9 Major Arcana card is the Hermit card. Which is like soul searching. It's introspective, and it's usually something that you have to do by yourself. It's something that you need to like learn about yourself. It's like reigniting your light. It's very introspective, but sometimes can be lonely because it is something that only you can do. You can't have other people like put their little sticky fingers in it. You just gotta be you. And then the other card that we got here is the 10 of Cups. Sorry, I thought it was the 10 of Cups and then I forgot. So the 10 of Cups is alignment. It's usually like some sort of divine, like, it's like a divine love. It's like a blissful, like, state of being. It's perfectly aligned. So this is what we're trying to figure out. Usually when I have these two cards together, it is some sort of journey that we are going on. It's usually a very hard journey that is causing us some like confusion about things because we are trying to get up to this mountain up here, but we're trying to figure out how to do that. We need to do that through some sort of alignment. Okay, this is 7. Chariot card. Okay. And then, what are you? You're the 10 of Pentacles. Another 10? Oh. You got a lot of 10s. You almost got all of the 10s out of here. Anyways. So, next two cards. The 2 horses are the Chariot card. And then the other card, the green guys, is the 10 of Pentacles. So, we're looking at... Sorry, I'm asking them questions about it. The Chariot card usually deals with like forward movement. It's usually like we're going forward at a pretty good pace. However, what I'm hesitant about and thinking about is the Pentacle cards. Usually Pentacles are more of a heavier type of thing. It's usually slow, heavy, that sort of thing. And it's the 10 of Pentacles, which usually involves like settling down, putting roots down. It's like settling with a family. It's usually how I view it. It's like some sort of stable outlook on life. And I feel like that is very conflicting for you. I feel like you equally want to settle down as you don't. And those two things are kind of like going and verging in different directions. Does that make sense? Like, you have a lot of plans for your life, but you're trying to like do all of the plans at the same time. And there's certain plans that like counteract each other. So there is this like wanting to like settle down, find a place for yourself, like find like start putting your family and starting putting your roots down. But at the same time, you have this like big aspirations, big like ambition to go do everything and see everything, and you don't know which one you want to do. So, but in my brain, not a non-medium standpoint, I'm like, you can do both, you just can't do them both at the same time. So, let's do your next 2 cards. What card is this? This is the Queen of Swords. 2 sword cards. One's in reverse. Oh, hold on. Let me put you on the like non-used side part of the paper. So we got the Queen of Swords upright, and then this is the 10 of Swords reverse. So the 10 of Swords reverse is upside down or in reverse. So we're releasing those things. And how we are doing that, the 10 of Swords specifically is like trauma. It is like deep-seated pain, deep-seated endings, like horrible, horrible stuff, right? It's trauma. When it's in reverse, though, a lot of times we are in the process of releasing that. We're healing those things. That's the journey that we were talking about in the first two cards. We're going through a really big journey, but we don't know what we want to do after we're done healing. And do we do it now? Do we want to settle down? Do we want to go far and few between, or whatever that saying is? And then we have the Queen of Swords here, and the Queen of Swords usually gives the answer in that sort of sense of like, you can do whatever it is that you want as long as you are living unapologetically yourself. So, I don't know, they give me a lot of like resistance to like putting those roots down. Solely because of the last two cards that are in here as well. There's just, you have a lot of like wanting to get up and do something, wanting to get up and change. Because even like the first two cards with the mountain, it gives me a lot of like, we need to go places in our lives. We got things to do. But you are kind of like stopping yourself because maybe you have these concepts or ideas of like how you want to settle down, but you don't need to do it right now. So, hi Becky, what's going on? I know it's probably been a minute, but hi. I also want to state that you have a lot of tens. Tens in tarot a lot of times are seen as the end of a cycle. You are nearing completion, fulfillment, whatever. So a lot of times with that energy, it's what are we doing next? What is the next thing? Which is, again, what you're, like, asking and talking about. But what they're telling me is, like, the guidance is trying to be truest to yourself, being unapologetically yourself. And I feel like you are getting that by releasing trauma. Like, this guy down here, each one of these swords that are pulled out of his back for him to heal, you are taking and living through your own truth. You are making it into something positive and constructive when it was something that was debilitating in the past. Now your last set of cards here. I know what this lightning bolt is. So that's upright. All right. The reason why I'm like hesitant to say that you should settle down is because of this guy. The lightning bolt is the Tower card. The Tower card is a lot of big, crazy, chaotic change. And then the little girl is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is upside down or in reverse. And the Page of Swords, when it's in reverse, I usually like to say it's all talk and no action. It's like you have a lot of like ideas about stuff, but you're not really doing much. And that's where this lightning bolt is kind of getting in the way. So the lightning bolt is kind of like shooting a wrench in your plans. Right now we're not doing any free readings, but we do often do free readings from time to time. Tips for mediumship stuff. Usually I like to say understanding how you think. Because understanding how you think, that is the way in which spirit communicates with you. So if you can understand the form of communication, it's like understanding a language. It will help you in communicating with spirit. But going back to our reading with Sage, I just feel like there's some big thing that you like, you want this lightning bolt to happen. Like, I don't think you're ready to like have it settled down, but you want stability. So it's, you need to make the stability work for you. So these two cards together that in the past that I read, it's kind of like you need to like make a little saddle for this guy to like come with you. The stability needs to come with you when you're like making these changes. You don't need to like sit there and do it at home. You need to like do it on the go onto like all of these adventures that you want to go on. But with that page of swords reversed, there's a lot of like, I don't know if I can do this type energy. This is my first reading. I am starting a new project and I hope it will be successful. Yes. Do you have any questions about it? Because right now the like summary of your reading is like, you're doing something that you're really, really excited about that is going to cause a lot of introspection, healing, whatever for you. It's going to be fully aligned. It's going to be very good for you. It's putting a lot of forward progression, but the like physicality of that 10 of Pentacles of putting roots down, settling, even like materialistic things might be getting in the way. In order to get out of that or move it past that is to be deep-seated in who you are and allowing things to change and leaning into it. So don't be all talk and no action. Do what you're going to say, even if it doesn't work out. Now you'll have the information. So, do you have any questions? And sorry if that was a lot. I do appreciate you purchasing a reading. I'm glad that this was your first reading. I hope I did you some justice. Dude, I'm so hungry. I can't wait. Thanks, I'm good. No problem. I appreciate for your reading. I appreciate all of you for purchasing a reading. I had a good time. I'm very hungry. I'm probably gonna make food, but I don't know what to make. What is everybody eating for dinner or lunch whenever time it is for you there? Right now, I'm about to go make dinner. But I don't know what I want to eat. I think the only thing that we really have is pasta or ramen, which is basically two kinds of pasta, but one is in liquid. Ugh, mac and cheese. I need mac and cheese. We need to go to the grocery store. Loaded baked potatoes. God damn. This just like shows me that I don't have any food. Currently leftover veggies. Noodle soup. I don't know how to say that. Craving chicken and waffles because of people. Oh, we could have like chicken sandwiches, but I don't have any sliced cheese. But I could put shredded cheese on it. I'm honestly thinking about doing that. Because I just don't want pasta again. Honestly, baked potatoes sound great. Hello! Welcome to Lilith! Welcome to our memberships. Garlic butter pasta. I don't know that I know how to make that, but that sounds amazing. But yeah, welcome to the club. There is a Discord server. I believe you got access to our Discord server. Go to that and you'll get all the updates and all of the fun stuff there. If you need help trying to figure that out, let one of us know. You said no more pasta. Dude, I'm always here for pasta. I just don't want our normal pasta, which is like I make some sort of canned sauce, cook pasta, and then eat it. But garlic butter pasta, I don't know how to make that. I think it's kind of like other people making food for you. That's kind of feel like why I ask. But yeah. Thank you all for coming. I'm sure I'll be back with doing some more readings here soon. But like I said at the beginning of the live stream, Riker has surgery next week, and Riker's mom is coming to live here this weekend some point. And that's a lot of stuff, so it might be a few weeks before I come back, but I will be doing some more live readings. Where do I find the link to your Discord? It should be in the like membership post. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can figure that out. YouTube memberships confuse me. I know there is a post, but I don't know how far back you would have to go to find it. That's where my hesitation is. So if I go here and then go to memberships, your perks. Members only Discord access. Oh, I found it. Wait, maybe not. Hold on. Okay. If you go to our homepage on YouTube, there is a members tab. When you're in the members tab, then there is a your perks section. And then you can go over, it's hit next perks, there's like an arrow. And then there's members only Discord access. If you click on that, then there's a support link, which maybe I can give you this. And it'll tell you how to connect your YouTube to Discord. Because I think that's going to be the best way to do it. There you go. But it's a private Discord for members. But yeah, you should be able to connect your Sage Rat username from YouTube to Discord. And then you'll get a role or whatever to get into our Discord server. So you'll get access to that. Yeah. But let us know if you have any questions. That is what YouTube says to do. That's a link for how to figure that out. Yeah. But I'll see you guys later. If you guys follow us on Instagram, I'll let you know what we'll be doing. Keeps you updated since we're kind of gonna be quiet, at least on the video standpoints of posting public videos. Everything else, we're gonna try to go back into Patreon and members. We're gonna do some more live streams, but it might be a little bit after Riker gets surgery and all of that. But I'll see you guys later, and I'll keep you guys posted on what we are doing. So, bye!